This is a video introduction on how to use free software to filter some QRQ CW. I'm generating a very harsh sine wave QRQ CW, and you'll see that over here, but it has zero rise time and fall time, so it's a harsh edge noise. And this is what it sounds like with these two filters. And I think it does a pretty good job. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take and show you what it sounds like without these filters. I'm using two filters so that I don't have to take this engineer's filter and increase the order too much. It puts a little extra drain on the CPU, but I think it also sounds better with a pre-filtering this system with M equalizer. As you can see, we have a peak, and I'm taking and on each side of the peak, which is around 800 hertz. I'm also have these shadows here to get rid of some frequencies. Then you have to, as you peak it up, you have to take the gain down. So let me play this again, and you'll be able to hear what it sounds like with the filters, without the filters, and then back with the filters. We're generating this with a little bitty software called the Bipper from SynthEdit. And I'll go over that in just a minute, but here's what it sounds like. Okay, so as you saw and listened, if you were able to use headphones, sometimes the speakers doesn't come out as well, but if you're using headphones and you're able to discern the difference here, you can see that both of these together really helped clean up a lot of that edge noise. On the engineer's filter, you have different varieties to choose from. For some reason, I just like this one. We're just using 3 orders and the bandwidth. All these links will be in the show notes about this. Let me show you the basics hosting setup, how we're generating the sine wave. We're actually taking a sine signal, a QRQ signal from Mumble here on our practice server at 75, and we're regenerating it. We're using this gate. Let me go ahead and set this up a little bit. I'll show you what I mean. And ASIO Bridge is one of the softwares we use to do this. So let's turn this on. I'll show you what this gate does. So as you see, we set this level here, and we're sending a note, a MIDI note, on a certain note on the piano. And that note that you are listening to is close to 79. And that's taken all this audio, and we're going to key a synthesizer, which is Bipper here. So all this regate does is acts like a gate, and it only activates just like tapping your key, and then this generates that harsh sine wave, our zero edge rise and fall sine wave. Then these two filters here, and then we have our frequency analyzer, and we're getting the audio from Mumble through the virtual audio cables that come with this ASIO bridge. And here's the basic setup. We take the audio from Mumble, and this can be any sine wave. This could be a sine wave from your keyer or some other oscillator that you have going into your sound card input. This gate turns it into an on-off signal, precisely the same length as that which is receiving it, that you're sending with your keyer. This is the MIDI signal that tells this bipper to send a sine wave exactly the same length as the original. Then these two filters filter it and send it to the sound card and also to the frequency analyzers, the spectrum analyzer, so I can see what it looks like. And we also have a keyer here called da 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 that works pretty good with this system too. And it uses the JACKROUTER system and the ASIO driver. And that is in the show notes how to set that up. Anyway, I thought this was interesting. Let me take this filtering out. You can hear what the original sounds like. So we'll disconnect the wires to this regeneration system and we'll play it here, and then I'll let you hear what it sounds like without it. Okay, now let's do the same thing and we'll go back. I actually like this better, I think, than the original tone. The original tone's not bad, just a little mushy for my preference. Here we go again. Okay, and with other more sophisticated instruments of function generators or sine, saw, ramp, triangles, all these can generate like a synthesizer itself. It's just like a code practice oscillator. This is basically serving as a simple one, but there's other ones that are a little more sophisticated, and you can actually adjust the pitch to whatever you like instead of being restricted just to the MIDI note on regate that you select, which is 79. So you're limited to the pitches on the piano. So whatever that keyboard is. And so all these represent numbers. You can use one. We have another one in here that I like. Let me show you that one real quick. So there's lots of options. I just showed you a very simple one. So here's one that's very similar, only a little more sophisticated than this one. And you can adjust the tuning here, and you can go up and down in pitch. Where this one's limited, you can't adjust the pitch. You can only adjust that number on regate. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Hope you like the CW that you're hearing. It's really not that hard. It looks a little complicated if you're not used to this kind of a system. But if you'll take a look at the show notes and maybe watch the video on JACKROUTER and look at the article on QRQcw's website, you might help you if you're interested in trying to get this set up yourself. Thanks for watching.